My name is Andrew Watt. I'm a Senior Associate at the company Creating Communities Australia, and that's a community development and social planning company. The work that we do in the resources sector is quite diverse. We undertake a range of pieces of work that include research side of work plus strategy development. We also are involved in doing social impact mitigation planning for companies. So a number of companies are going through growth programs. So we work with them to plan how they can maximise opportunities for the community and minimise any impacts in their growth. We're involved in doing work with them around strategy and fly in, fly out workers. And then we do work with companies who really are just interested in investing in the community. And so we work with them about how they might actually manage their community investment, how it might be well targeted to get the outcomes that benefit the community but also benefit the company in making places, really good places to live, work and play so they can attract and retain employees. Part of the value add that we provide to resource companies is the fact that we not only work with resource companies, we work across communities across Western Australia and Australia. So we'll work with government clients, community, local governments, etc. So we get a reasonably holistic view of how what the companies do can mesh with the community. So probably a key part of our work is very much around creating that nexus or that connection between community, companies, business, government, because everyone seems to have a similar view. They want greater places to live, more vibrant places. How can you bring all those interests together to create a better outcome for everyone? And we work with a number of resource companies. They are very keen to be seen as a positive corporate citizen, and they're very keen to see that there's some positive legacy in what they do. When I first started with Creating Communities, we weren't heavily involved in the resource industry, but probably over the last 4 years or so, the mix of our work has largely moved towards the resource area, and particularly the growth and development in the northwest of Western Australia. In every challenge there's an opportunity. And so as a result of that, I like the real focused approach that a lot of the resource companies have, and it's probably not great common knowledge at times that they really do invest quite heavily in the community. Our challenge is to not only see how that investment is done well, but also how there's some recognition for that investment for the companies, because we tend to work on the fact that if there is recognition, they're more likely to consider that as being a worthwhile use of funds from the company. I have worked with Creating Communities for 6 years. And so that's gone very quickly, I've got to say. My previous career, I was in education for about 20 years, and that was as a teacher and as a deputy principal, and then I moved into being a manager of education districts and starting schools and being involved in closing schools and things like that. And I got to know of Creating Communities through the work I was doing in school planning. And schools are very much hubs of the community, so in many ways you're always doing community development work as a principal or work in the education sector. Anyone who wants to work in community engagement or community development obviously needs to have a sense of community at their heart. Having said that though, in this company we have graphic designers, people who work as a journalist, we have researchers, we have facilities planners, people with a town planning background. So there's quite a diversity in the range of skills that are actually here at this business. So the opportunities are quite mixed. And so therefore, as a company like ours grows, as the resource sector grows and we grow with them, it creates more opportunity for a range of different employment types. You need to be able to work with a range of different people, different audiences and adapt to that. I've got to say though, the bottom line in any job I've done previous or now is good interpersonal skills. If you have good interpersonal skills, you'll probably do quite well because you can acquire knowledge to a certain point. You need training, but being able to engage with people, for them to trust you, to want to work with you is really important, be it your colleagues or be it the community. I also think it's important to get really practical experience. Wherever you can get practical experience and do those sorts of things, you learn from your mistakes and you learn from actually having a go. Theory is really important, but you need to match that with the practicalities of having things tried and seeing how you go with those. So probably you can watch people that you engage with and ask yourself the question, what is it that they do that I actually really like and that I relate to? And if that's the things that you can identify, then more than likely they're the things that other people identify with you. We're mostly interested in people who have some experience in life and community, but at the same time we have young people in here who have really shown an aptitude for not being a 9 to 5, understanding that if they do a great job, they go the extra yard, really get engaged and passionate about what they do. That's who we're interested in. We're interested in people who are passionate about what they do. The resource sector and the gas or whatever are looking to engage people with expertise in particular areas. In ours, it's in social planning, community development, community engagement. And so we can only see that area burgeoning. We have an office in the Pilbara, we have staff up there. It's a major financial commitment for the company, but we do that because we're committed to what we're doing up there. We feel that we can make a difference, and we feel that we can work with the resource sector and other stakeholders to really create some benefit for the community. For us, the greatest outcome is when a company understands that what they contribute to the community is not necessarily just a magnanimous gesture. By doing something that's good for the community is actually also good for the company. And the vice versa of that is, if companies are profitable and are doing well, then that can benefit the community because it creates a greater opportunity for investment in the community. There is real value in doing that because it will mean taking on that work that's broader than just for the employees of the company. It actually has a benefit for everyone.